Imagine being scared, alone and confused, in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea, without a family and not knowing your future. Based on the statistics provided by the European Union, this is what around 63,300 unaccompanied minors among asylum seekers have gone through in 2016. In fact, in 2016, also 5,000 refugees have died. As William Spinder for UNHCR states, 14 people have died every single day in 2016 because of illegal immigration. Multiply 14 times 365, which are the days in a year, and this equals an estimated death toll of around 5,000 people. This is almost twice the amount of the death toll of the attack on 9/11. Italy and Greece are the two major countries taking immigrants in the European Union, as they are the ones closer to the Mediterranean Sea. In fact, in 2018, already 37,000 refugees have registered in the European Union, with the majority, 15,000 in Italy. Even though the numbers are lower than the ones presented in 2016, this does not necessarily mean that these refugees will survive. In fact, in 2018, already 1,600 refugees have died because of illegal immigration. We as Italians, we as Europeans, have learned to look at this problem using an economic filter, thinking that these people simply cause economic problems. However, we have to look at this problem using a more correct filter, a humanistic one, because these people do not simply choose to get on these boats voluntarily. They are forced to, because it's a matter of life or death. As Vice states, after having interviewed an illegal immigrant, when he arrives to Italy, the nightmare is not over. In fact, he sleeps with 85 other young men on mattresses spread across the gym floor with no space to breathe, no heating in the winter, and no air conditioning in the summer. Crazy living conditions, right? And yet, these living conditions are better than the ones that they live in their home country. However, with all the money that the European Union and the European leaders are putting towards this problem, much more could be done. When an immigrant migrates to a foreign country, he goes through a couple of psychological stages. Some of these include culture shock, cultural adaptation, and most importantly, not knowing the language which is spoken in that country. In addition to this, he has to cope with violence, racism, and discrimination. According to the European Union, 5 out of 10 people interact weekly with immigrants. This does not necessarily mean that these interactions are positive. In fact, many examples of negative interactions can be seen online. One of the latest ones being what happened to Daisy Usake, an Italian athlete born from immigrant Nigerian parents, which, while she was walking on the road, our car passed by and threw some eggs at her. One of the eggs managed to hit her in the eye and injure her. Because of this act, she was at risk of participating in the 2018 athletics competition for the same country that mistreated her, Italy. Because it's not about integrating immigrants in our society. It is about racism. And that in 2018, an era where every imaginable technology has been developed, people still judge others by the color of their skin. According to Comune Inverso, out of 1,366,000 people in the city of Milan, 263,000 are immigrants. This is around 20% of the population. Now, could two of you please stand up? This is around 20% of the room. My point is, yes, this is a lot of people. And my point is, yes, the European leaders and the European Union could do much more towards solving this problem. However, a solution might also be in our hands. Illegal immigration has become a problem which is depicting Italy and Italians as racist. However, this is absolutely not true. In fact, we as Italians also have to do our part. We have to go over the common stereotypes. Even if these immigrants come from a completely different culture and a completely different country, we are all humans. We all come from the same planet. This is why I believe there are 3 major reasons towards solving this problem. The first is providing these immigrants with the correct education in order for them to learn the language which is spoken in Italy, for them to socialize like everyone else. The second is to provide them with jobs in order for them to earn money on a monthly basis and live like everyone else. And the third and final one is to simply sometimes stopping by and socializing with these people, to acknowledge their potential, their stories, and their existence. Because it's not about letting them be in Italy, it is about letting them represent Italy. Thank you.